Mystery always likes a new subgenre to keep things interesting, and over the past few years, a reimagining of found footage storytelling has been working its way to the core of the whodunnit, championed by one author in particular. You're listening to Death of the Reader, it's review season, and breaking ground on our single-digit recommendations is Janice Hallet with her 2023 novel, The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels. Janice is now on her third novel, plus one Christmas special, in this found media style, kicking off with The Appeal in 2021. Alperton Angels opens declaring that the writings of journalist turned true crime author Amanda Bailey have landed on your metafictional desk. As you read through the book, you are exploring her notes, documentation, and conversations about her final published novel. Given it's landed on your desk, you can safely presume that she's doing just fine, and you'll be having a pleasant conversation with her at the end of the story. You're sure she's not the who that it was done to. This isn't a murder mystery show, is it? The opening text says you have a decision to make. Do you replace the documents in the box, then throw the key where it will never be found, or take everything to the police? Maybe you should read this one with a clear view of the door. Supposedly, the titular mysterious case is a well-known folktale. A cult tried to summon the devil using two teenagers for pawns. The public doesn't know who the teens are, but they have to be out there, and so Amanda Bailey sets about trying to track them down. A cult ending up dead in ritual suicide makes for great true crime reading. Unfortunately for Amanda Bailey, she's not the only one with this great idea. Just as she's bringing on an assistant named Ellie to help her transcribe all the audio recordings of her interviews, Amanda finds out her arch-rival Oliver Menzies is onto the case too. After some negotiations behind the scenes, the two are forced to work together, and the tension is rife. As the investigation progresses, Amanda finds herself making inquiries to social services, from prisons to the foster system, a compelling, if simple, look into the systems that should have taken care of the people that ended up at the mercy of the titular cult. A thorough contextual analysis of crime fiction would be utterly incomplete without acknowledging that many of crime fiction's most compelling motives are cut from the holes in the social safety net. Janice Hallett's curiosity about the impact of the true crime investigations she replicates shine in these concise reflections. There are a lot of characters to keep track of in Alperton Angels. Across multiple fictional texts based on true events, Amanda's notes, and other historical accounts, you not only have to take in 5 separate stories, but conflicting evidence, potentially overlapping character archetypes in the fiction, links from the fiction to reality, and the blurred lines between urban legend and history. Who, amidst the many sources and informants, is even telling the truth? Is Oliver really writing an account, or is he actually after the Antichrist for other reasons? This gets to the core challenge of recommending Alperton Angels. There are so many types of story within this story that there is no one reader for whom this book would be a clean fit. Even the most metatextually inclined literary enthusiast might find themselves snoozing through the spy thriller misogyny of one version of events. In this challenge, though, you uncover the book's greatest strength. Despite all the information density between many retellings and realities, it's incredibly comprehensible. You might not necessarily make the link between the characters in a fictional excerpt and their real-life counterpart, but each of the pieces and archetypes make gentle nudges towards the truth. As the curtains close, you will find yourself wondering, but satisfied. Not every question will be answered, but you'll understand which questions mattered. Reading Alperton Angels is a mission. The text conversations, handwritten notes, changing fonts, and constantly shifting authors can be a lot to follow. As would be the case in any research project, you might find yourself jumping forwards and back to check various pieces of information. If you're a curious, active reader, it can be a fantastic way to explore a text, using its own non-linearity in a way that makes its complexities much easier to manage, but still beguiling. You may not have experienced anything like it before, especially in a crime fiction novel, but even if you have, the execution incites a ravenous curiosity at both what is going on in the story and how you can tangle with it. Whether or not you are the sort of reader who is purpose-built for the task of reading this book is something you'll have to try on for size, and Alperton Angels is a wonderfully wacky training ground to begin. The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels takes out 7th place on our 2023 recommendations for review season. A big thank you to Profile Books for helping us to speak with Janice about the novel. It's a delight seeing experimentations with form in murder mystery, a genre so categorized by public comprehension of its tropes, and Janice Hallet continues to champion that science. This is Death of the Reader, and you're listening to your Murder Mystery World Tour on 2SER 107.3.